Hello there. Hello there. Um, gonna hop on Instagram right now too. So give me just a second. Hey, hey, thanks for being here today. I just wanted to hop on for a minute. If you have seen me at all, you have seen that I'm talking a lot about your voice. And I'll tell you why that is. Now, I've got Instagram Live right here, I've got YouTube Live right here. So if you see me kind of looking back and forth, I've got like an outline of notes over here, then forgive me for that, but I wanted to kind of cover a lot of bases today because I want to talk about just your voice, your brand voice, and how you can present yourself to the world. I'm going to start with a little bit of my story and why I'm doing this thing. If you've seen anything from me this week, you'll see that I am launching a beta version test of a course called Build a Brand Voice Workshop. And so I'm going to tell you just a little bit about how that came to be. I am a professional voice actor and I have been for a really long time. Like I found my reel to reel demo tape and it was dated October 1979. So, I got a lot of years under my belt with corporate narration. I've done some audiobook narration. If you type my name into Audible, you'll find a few titles there. I'm working on another one after my voice heals from a thing I've been dealing with. But I wanted to touch base with you because yes, I'm a voice actor, but now I am a brand voice strategist as well. And I work with business owners to help them create an online presence. And an important part of that online presence is that you have a clear message and that you present it with a confident voice. And those two things combined, that's your brand voice. And it doesn't matter if you are a personal brand, you're a coach, you are a plumber, anything, a a service company, if you are a coach or a consultant, but your people are online and they are looking for you. And so you've got to learn how to present yourself. Also, you might represent a brand. Maybe you work for a company that needs some help with this. Maybe you are in network marketing and you represent a brand and you don't know how to mesh the two of branding yourself and also working for a brand. It can get really confusing and there's rules you have to follow and so on. So I really want to help you be heard because the internet's noisy, right? I mean, I'm grateful that you saw this today because if you're watching the replay, again, I didn't even introduce myself yet, did I? My name is Tammy Romani. Maybe I did. I'm a longtime voice actor and I'm a brand voice strategist. And I'm about to launch the beta test version of a course I'm creating called Build a Brand Voice Workshop. I live near Los Angeles. I'm in Southern California, and I'm the wife of a custom home builder. And I'll tell you what, my greatest joy is my family. I've got two grandkids. I've got two adult children who are married, and they're just everything to me. But that's not relevant to you. What's more relevant to you is probably that I'm a voice actor by trade, but I'm a brand voice strategist and I would say a voice confidence coach quite by accident. When Facebook first started and when they started online streaming, I think this might have even been before Periscope. When online streaming first started, Periscope and Facebook, I started hearing from friends who knew that I was a voice actor and that I had a trained voice. And they were saying things like, I know I have to go live online, but I really hate how my voice sounds. Like, what do I do? I just hate my voice. And I know I have to start promoting my business online, but I hate my voice. And you know what? With that, a coaching business was born for me because they needed my help. They needed my help. And I will also say this that if you are in that space where you are like, I know I need to go live, I know I need to even create some videos, but I hate my voice, most people don't like the sound of their own voice. You're not alone. I'll explain that maybe in the next video why that is, but you are absolutely not alone. And it's from working with those friends and many other business owners. that I discovered that I actually have a unique gift for helping them know what to say and how to say it, and also not to hate their voice anymore. So now I help business owners push past that fear because it's hard, right? Listen, I spent decades by myself in a padded room in front of a microphone, not this one. Um, and I was saying the words that someone else wrote for me to say. Now, going on camera, talking on social media, writing my own copy, making my own bullet points of what I want to talk about, that's a whole different ballgame. And I was I was terrible. Everyone's terrible at first. Everyone starts at zero. Okay. So it hasn't always been the comfort that I feel right now in front of this camera and this camera and this camera is is new in the last few years. And there's a process that I went through to get there. And so that is what I want to share with you. I needed to figure this out. I wanted to attract more customers. I needed to know what to say and how to say it. And I really wish that there was a way that I could confidently share my expertise without feeling, really kind of foolish and self-conscious. And I had zero, like this much experience in front of a camera or even a live audience. Like there was no experience there. And so I was pretty overwhelmed. You may be feeling overwhelmed as well. Um, and I wasn't sure how I would learn all the moving parts of this online marketing business that I knew I had to learn. But let me jump a little bit, go backwards a little bit. So let me just ask you, and you can go ahead and put it in the comments. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and comment. I'll answer you later. Do you struggle with turning the camera on yourself to speak to your potential customers? Or do you struggle with knowing what to say? Or maybe you don't like the sound of your own voice. Okay. These are things that I can help you with. So I'm going to go back to my story now. I was dabbling in online marketing and in my free time, like between voiceover gigs. And then everything changed. You know what it was? 2020. 2020. Remember that year? We went from being a household of 2 empty nesters to a house full of 7 in 2 days' time when the pandemic hit. And what we thought, of course, we all thought it would be a few weeks of family fun and togetherness until everything opened back up, right? Well, that it became nearly 2 years of togetherness, which I would not trade for the world. There were many blessings in that time together, and honestly, I look back on it with such fondness and just my heart just overflows when I think of that amazing time that was so unusual. And I know if you struggled or had terrible things happen, we did have we did have stuff. We had normal stuff. We had cancer invade. We had different things happen. But that family time together was pretty precious. But it really took a hit on our finances because my husband, the general contractor who built custom homes, every single job dried up. I had a membership where I was teaching empty nest entrepreneurs how to do this online marketing thing. Every single one of the ladies in that group said, I'm out. I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm canceling. So I was forced into just kind of living life with my family. Like I said, I don't regret that, but it took a massive hit on our finances. Gone were in person events where I might be able to pick up some new voiceover clients. In its place were people struggling to communicate in the online space because suddenly every business had to promote online, right? So you've been watching this for a while. You've been through the pandemic and you've watched businesses either die or thrive solely based on how they were able to present themselves online because that's where everyone suddenly was. Even for local businesses, your customers were still online looking for you. If they needed something fixed in their house, they looked online for you. That's just the reality of what we've been through with this pandemic. And I could see that people needed my help, but I was still struggling to reach them. I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling. I knew something had to change, and I knew I had the resources, and I knew I had the know-how to learn how to increase my reach for my business by being consistent with implementing what I'd been studying about marketing over the years. And to be honest, there was no more dabbling allowed. It was, the rubber meets the road. Pandemic hit, there was no choice. There was no choice. So I started doing a little bit of one-to-one coaching. I was helping a lot of people do better in their job interviews and be heard in their Zoom meetings because this was the business world now, right? And I apologize if you catch me looking back and forth. I'm looking at Instagram here and YouTube live right here. So I thank you for being here though and hearing a bit of my story. And I I'll tell you a mistake that I made. I'm very multi-passionate, and you might be there too. And so, because I know so much about so many things, I was talking about everything. I was just being me. I was being Tammy instead of Tammy, the brand voice strategist, right? I'm going to say this. I saw Mel Robbins say this the other day, and that is your social media is not for your friends and family. If you own a business or you are a coach or you want to attract anybody that you want them to pay you, your social media is not for your friends and family. It's for those people, those strangers on the internet who need to find you and need your help or want to buy your product or they're looking for what you very uniquely you have to offer. You can create a private account for friends and family, but if you're putting yourself out there and you own a business, it's for business. Okay. So I was struggling, like I said, and I was in a really informal mastermind meeting with a few other business owners. And one of them said this to me: I really have no idea what you're trying to do here or how you can help me. Oh my gosh. Like, ouch. I wanted to like crawl under the desk, but I knew she was right. I knew she was right because I didn't have a clear message that I was putting forth. I needed a plan. And let me tell you something else. When you say the word plan to me, in my brain, the builder's wife, I think of blueprints for a house. And then I think of the building process. And it occurred to me that anything of value can be created using the very same process as building a house, right? You've got to draw up the blueprints. You've got to have a plan. You've got to pour the foundation. You've got to frame the structure so that people know what you're building and what it looks like. You've got to put the roof on to protect what's inside. And then you've got to know how to do maintenance and keep everything running smoothly. So I, I had this idea and I'm like, what a weird combination. Right? I'm a voice actor and I have this building construction industry experience because I was my husband was like the face of the company and the person who met with clients. I was the one doing the books. I was the one doing any promotion. You know, I was designing brochures, things like that. But I knew the whole process. I mean, we've been doing this for what, gosh, 35 years or so, maybe even more than that. So I knew it. Like I know it. I can just recite it all to you. And you can build your brand online in the same way. And I'll tell you what, I know from years of painful experience that and years of spinning in place that a confused audience, they won't buy. They just won't. And the first step to having an online marketing presence is to have a clear brand voice. Now, this what I'm offering to you, and I hope you'll join us, but watch for me later. We will launch more, but this beta test that I'm offering now is a deeply discounted price to have you join us, get your brand and your voice locked in so that you can be heard on the noisy internet and so that you can attract exactly the people that you want to work with and who need your help or who need your product or who need to book your Airbnb or who need to watch your video series, or who need to buy your art. I mean, it can apply to anything. And so your audience needs to know what you stand for and how you can help them. They won't know about you unless you tell them. That's just the hard truth about marketing on social media or the internet at all. They won't know unless you tell them. And that's hard, right? So, excuse me, everything else after that, your product line, um, your course, your membership, anything that you want to create and sell will fall into place and have a bigger impact because you're going to be reaching people that you are called to serve, and you'll be finally stepping into that purpose. So I've kept this to myself or just shared it with private clients until now. Okay. If you've been following me on social media at all, you'll know or remember that I have been very busy working on something for all of you. And I've honestly been working on it. I think I announced it last October that I was going to do this. And then I had a series of personal setbacks, which just shut everything down. And, life is back online now. And I'm ready. And I hope that the timing is just right, that you are ready. We're about to enter the last quarter of 2023. And if you can look back at the first part of this year and just see yourself spinning in place, then you might want to check into this to get a foundation so that you can at least get some traction and name your business or your product the same thing, the right thing, and know what to talk about and what facets of your program to really hit. Okay. So I have hosted a brand new free class, which actually happened last week. I'm sorry I didn't go live to tell you about that sooner, but you can catch the replay by going to tamiromani.com/replay. That's TAMIROMANI, my name, like you see in above or anywhere you're watching this, .com/replay. Okay, that'll get you instant access to the replay of the free class I did, which is how to create an engaging and confident brand voice that gets you noticed online. Okay, so go watch that replay and then, check in with me about how you're doing on that. So, inside of that course that I already taught, and you can catch the replay, I walked through the same system that I'm going to be sharing in my course, which is actually the doors are open right now and they close on Friday night. So, get going on that if this is something that interests you. If you're curious to learn about the Build a Brand Voice workshop, or if you're struggling about knowing what to say to attract those that you are called to serve, and you know who you're called to serve for the most part. If you don't, I can help you with that too. And also, if you're like a lot of people that watch me and are attracted to me are like midlife business owners. Maybe they've retired from their regular job and now they have a side hustle they want to make money at. When I look at my analytics, I know mostly it's ladies here. Hi, ladies, and probably between the ages of about 30 and like 65. So I know there's a huge range of you here that are in the space of wanting to make an impact online. So I will give you more details. Like I said, go watch the replay of that class if you didn't attend it the first time. And in the meantime, would you comment below and let me know what is your biggest struggle? Like, is it creating content for marketing your business on social media or even for emails or whatever? Or is it, I hate the sound of my voice, or is it, I don't want to go on camera? There's ways around all of that, and there are also ways to get you more confident. So that's all I have for you right now. I just want to thank you for watching. If you want to know more, send me a DM and I will be happy to answer you. Go watch the replay, tamiromani.com/replay, and you'll get a lot more information that will really kind of let you know how I teach. Well, basically, you just saw how I teach. So, if I seem to be somebody that you might like to work with on this, now is a really great opportunity. And I'll tell you why. This course that I'm launching right now is in beta. So, it's a deeply discounted price from what it will be later. And also, later, I am not going to offer the personal help that you'll get with me now. So, if you want to work with me for probably the next 8 weeks, personally, with a call every single week, then now's the time to join. Okay. If you're watching this replay and you missed it, DM me and I might have a backdoor way for you to get in, but just don't tell anybody that. Okay. Thanks for being here. I will talk to you again real soon. And YouTube, I love you. Instagram, I love you. Um, go get more information. Okay. Check the link and go get more information. And I will talk to you again real soon. Bye. Oh, hi. You're still there.